In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission.
Mikey, what are you doing?
I'm doing the thing for the podcast.
It's not that hard, bud.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends podcast.
Bing bong.
No, I was about to say the same shit.
I can see it. I can see it in your eyes.
I looked over at you and I was like, same fucking page, sorry.
By trying not to swear, Mikey swore twice.
Actually, so last week, the debate, we just threw caution to the wind, and you two had no problem with it. So
Hey,
we don't
bing
know
bong.
anything. Yeah.
Fuck yourself.
Holy shit.
It's Friday. We're in a wedge formation.
Hey, it's a V for victory.
Okay. That's actually more accurate, yeah. We're in a V formation. There
Inverted V.
Inverted V.
It's the best kind of V.
Zing. There's sticks in our hands. There's drinks on the table. Johnny boy, what are we about to do?
We're about to masturbate,
You're
boys.
fucking right, man.
He's
It's
looking for
time
the
for a
video
Freedom
right
Friends
now.
Master
Yeah.
Debate. Solving the world's problems one mediocre topic at a time. Brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. Use that code FTFO to screw that sweet 15% off. Wellness.us. Go over there. Freedom Friends 25 will get you a quarter off your order. That's 25%. And IC Tech Coolers, Freedom Friends 10 for those who get it. Go over to ictech.com and you get 10% off. And of course, our affiliate link with Grill Your Ass Off, our good friend Jason Murph and his motley crew of weirdos. Go to, what is it? It's grillyourassoff.com/Freedom Friends podcast. And that will, give us a little cheddar cheese back on the back end. So, Justin, what you got for us, pal?
All right, boys.
All right, boys.
I want to know, what's a story that deserves to be turned into a movie?
Ooh, a story that deserves to be turned into a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, there's millions, right? Like, there's millions. Like, look at the Freedom Friends could be a movie.
No.
Not a good one.
Not good. You said a movie. You didn't say a good movie.
That's fair. That's
I mean,
fair.
Jesus, you were in a zombie flick that was dog shit, but we still all watched it a
And it would
lot.
have been 100 times better than anything we could do as a movie.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. Man.
So I just read or listened to a book. Well, I was driving, so there's that. But the Chosen Few about the 173rd
Yeah.
in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not a movie.
Really.
Yeah. They got their
No True
asses
Glory. The book
handed
No
to
True Glory about the Battle of Fallujah. I'm surprised that's not a movie yet. Obviously, we're going off things that
Yeah.
we've been around for.
Well,
So-
that are kind of movie.
I mean, well, you've seen it, man. I mean, when
right?
they made the Bible into a book,
They made that to a movie.
into a movie. How'd you feel about that? You were alive.
Well,
for
the Bible
most of that.
started out as a book.
No, I'm saying, but like that's what I'm saying. Though you were alive for all that, so
Well,
I'm just curious. What you?
But they need to do like an accurate one, right? Instead of like putting these people up on pedestals, they need to be like, fucking Moses was a land ab no go.
Right?
Like he fucking got lost as fuck, had a
40
part of sea.
40 years,
Yeah.
man. 40
Nobody talks
years?
about that.
That
Nobody
in-
talks about that.
Decisive
40
motherfucker.
years, bro. Like,
Seriously.
come on, dude.
Had to be an LT.
Right?
Yeah. You know
Like,
how many
you got
times they
Lieutenant
dug
written
in
all over you,
and they're like, "Oh, we're here," and then like, 2 hours into their, "We're here." We're like, "Oh,
that's where the term "just got word from higher" came
Yeah.
from. Hey, just got word from higher. We're in the wrong LZ. Sorry.
Back it up, boys.
Pack it up. We're marching down the road, man.
just got word from higher." Came from God Himself. It's funny.
Jesus.
That is a good
I mean,
one.
it makes so much sense.
It
now,
does.
right? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it all came from. That makes sense.
Do a little Google. Where did the term "it came from higher" actually come from? Because you're on.
I might be onto something. It might actually be a thing.
They're probably wrong. Whatever this pulls up. So
I have no idea. It's not an easy answer.
yeah. Well, they weren't keeping accurate books back then.
I mean, the internet wasn't around when the Bible came out. So
The Epic of Gilgamesh was pretty accurate, right?
It should just say fucking Moses and God.
Yeah.
That's what it should say. You should do a Wikipedia.
Just build our own.
Yeah.
Just as Moses and God
It
said
came
this.
from higher.
Yeah.
And then you just go into this elaborate, like, yeah, we were all set in a position. We thought we were here forever. And nope, for 40 fucking years, it came from higher.
What were you saying?
I don't even know.
Sorry.
I was talking about how Moses was a land nav no-go.
Oh, he fucking was.
I totally forgot the question already.
What story?
what story
Oh,
made
should be
into
turned into a movie. Yeah.
I don't know. I catch shit often from you, Justin, about not writing a book.
I'm a firm believer that Mikey needs to write a fucking book.
I don't know what kind of book it would be though, man. Is it a
Comedy.
tell-all? Is it comedy? Is it just stories, like a compilation
your
of
life story.
So is it a biography, or is it?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not that interesting. The
should
shit
just-
that's happened to me is interesting.
It
but
should just be like chronological stories that have happened in your life that are just fucking wild.
What's that?
Jesus.
I hope they serve beer in hell.
Well, so that originally I was going to do that, and then Matt Best beat me to the punch with "Thank me for my service" or "You're welcome for my service" or whatever he did. And which is essentially a military take on "I hope they serve beer in hell," and that's
Yeah.
what I was originally going to do when I was writing my book.
Yep.
And
Because
Tucker Max.
I can't tell you how many times I got asked when I was bartending if I was going to write a book with all the shit that I've seen, and
Yeah.
witnessed, and experienced.
Yeah, well, between crazy ass Marine Corps stories, my years as a bartender, and fucking, the shenanigans that me and my friends get into now, even, I got a lot of content that I can turn in, put pen to page, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it would ever be good enough for a movie. Fuck, I hope they serve beer turned into a fucking terrible movie.
Yeah, that
It was a shit
was
movie.
horrible.
Yeah. like, it wasn't good at all. But the book was great. Matter of fact, I read the book on deployment. It was awesome. It was an interesting read.
I
You
mean,
read that one?
if you were
I
to turn it into a movie, I'm sure you could like pump it up. I mean, that's like Bert Kreischer's whole thing right now. Is he's taking his machine story and turning it into a fucking movie.
And it's going to flop.
I hope not.
I think it
hope
is.
not.
I think it is because everybody knows it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Like, I'm going to go pay to go watch this movie that I already know the story.
This is so that's just it. Though. What he did is this movie is a story about the machine story that we all know
Yeah.
is the origin story of this movie. So it's a fictional movie
Yeah.
that is based on the
So
apparently
what's-
like one of Igor's daughters is now running the fucking mafia or some shit.
It's
And he's her origin story. I think that's the premise.
Okay.
So
That's better.
I don't even hope that it does well. Just for like good for Bert. From what I understand, they took some shit that not a lot of people would have greenlit to go into theaters and everything. And I'm like, no, bring some of that
yeah.
not politically correct shit back.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I hope
you know
it
what?
does well.
Not politically correct is funny.
Absolutely. And he's talked about it.
It's fucking funny.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like-
mean, people find this show funny.
because it's jokes. It's jokes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
the quintessential issue is that as a society, I feel people have forgotten what the fuck a joke is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's inherently not serious. It's inherently supposed to be to make fun of. That's why we're doing it. Oh, he offended me. Well, then you're fucking stupid. It's a joke. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, that's what like Bert and Tom have talked about it. Like, if this does well, like true comedies are coming back.
Yeah.
Like where
Well, I think
nothing's off the
You
table.
know, I think for part of the population, true comedy should never have gone away, right? But there's always going to be, you're always going to have people that hate you, and you're always going to have people that agree and like what you're doing.
you want a couple good examples? Airplane.
yeah, right.
You couldn't remake Airplane today.
No.
You couldn't have a sweet old white lady going, yeah, bro, I'd be knowing jive. I'd be jiving jive, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that now, right? Because they're appropriating culture. Or Blazing Saddles.
Oh yeah.
Dude, there's no fucking way you're making that one these days.
Cinematic masterpiece.
Yes, 100%.
The Django is probably the most recent.
Yeah. And
Like-
Django wasn't a comedy, though.
It wasn't.
Right, at
I mean,
all.
it was. There were parts where they were hilarious.
That's true.
You can't tell me that there weren't funny scenes in that movie.
Actually, Quentin Tarantino's his character cracked me up.
I mean, maybe we look at comedy in a different way.
Well, his character was fucking hilarious. They'd be like, "Come here, Blick." And he's like, "Okay, white." Like, that's fucking funny, man. Like, that's really funny. Like, I was like, all right, that's hilarious. Like, so yeah, I could see there was some funny spots.
Mhm.
Yeah. But for the most part, the movie was fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah. I thought Samuel Jackson's character was funny.
Yeah. See?
Just because he was ridiculous. He was obviously a parody of a ridiculous person, right? Like, so that's funny.
From what I've heard too, Samuel L. Jackson is the one who told Leonardo DiCaprio, like, fuck, it's your role, dude.
Go for it.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
And the next day he showed up in character and was just like letting him fly.
Just hit him with the hard R's.
Yeah.
All over the place.
And he did.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That's going to be so tough. Like, if that's your role to play and you're like, I have to be ungodly racist
yeah.
starting at 8 a.m.
Wait a
tomorrow.
minute. What do we need to do?
Just keep being you, buddy.
Just keep doing you.
No, we're talking about people that have to play the role of like, well, you just said his fucking name and I just,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
there we go. Leonardo DiCaprio and Django. When
Or-
he's like hardcore racist.
Who's the prior Marine guy that was in Star Wars? I can't remember his name.
Oh, Adam Driver.
Adam
yeah.
Driver. And that one scene.
Do you know the story behind
I
that?
don't.
So apparently,
What movie is that from?
I don't remember the name of the movie. I've never seen it.
Is that the one where he says, "I just had sex and now I'm having nachos. Best day ever,"
I think it is the same
which
movie.
is quite possibly the best line from a movie ever.
ever written. Apparently though, they were like, yeah, just say what you feel. He went
That
with
is the
what?
same movie. He's
And he
walking down
went with that.
walking down the driveway
Yeah.
and says it all.
And he says a whole
That's-
bunch of words that we
It's
can't
all
say. Yeah.
it's all ad lib.
Yeah.
Wow.
That wasn't in the script. And they were like, nailed it.
What movie is this?
I wasn't a fan till I heard that story.
Yeah. That's wildly racist.
Is there ice left?
Oh, yeah.
Jazz, do you remember the name of that movie?
No.
Maybe not. We'll see.
Because I don't think I saw it.
Slushy.
I haven't seen it.
Black Klansman.
A Marriage Story? It's definitely not a Black Klansman. I think it's a Marriage Story.
Either
don't
way,
know.
he definitely
Okay.
got all the way into that role.
The good stuff is there if you want to get your fingers wet.
I'll take some of that.
What would you like to add to your croutons, sir?
Not Maker's Mark. Okay, we drank all
I
that.
thought we had regular JMO around here still.
Doesn't look like it.
Incoming.
Oh, shit. It's all over there empty.
See, that was a loft shot. It still hit him in the chest. That's a fucking indirect fire,
It was
sir.
exact same time I dropped the ice, so I thought it was me.
That's the best time to let the shot go.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pick something up from over there.
Why do we only have trash booze? You fans need to fucking get on this. This is
No,
fucking-
it's because we're alcoholics and we drink the good.
To be
shit.
honest with you, I bought that last bottle of Black Barrel, man. I brought
Where are you
it.
guys at? This is fucking.
What's the bottle in the end there? That was a good one, if I remember right.
Yeah.
That's the
Starward.
I think that's the one Dave bought. That was
Yeah, that was
It's
good.
the
Yeah, that was
Australian
good.
stuff, right?
yeah.
wheat and malted barley. That's barley.
It's barley.
Jazz, we're talking about stories that should be turned into movies.
Yeah, which stories that you're talking about stories that we've lived through? Or just
Just
in general?
stories in general.
I'll take
yeah.
that, John.
Okay.
Stories, events, anything like that.
Stories that need to be turned into movies.
Or
I mean, we
TV
can have this
shows.
conversation, but it doesn't fucking matter because Hollywood's just going to look to reboot something else. Like they're redoing Menace to Society
Why? Why?
because that's what is Hollywood now.
Fucking
like-
worthless.
But
That's a
you have-
great movie.
But you got like if you're thinking of stories like Ford versus Ferrari, that was a great.
Yeah, that was a really good.
that was
one.
a good movie.
And it's also a great fucking story.
And yeah,
But you know what else is a great fucking story? Was The World's Fastest Indian. Horrible fucking movie.
I don't remember that one.
So, do you know what movie I'm talking about?
Yep.
So, World's Fastest Indian, which had Anthony Hopkins in it as the fucking main character. So, like, you should be like, this is going to be great. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It is fucking awful. And it's the story about this dude that has like a 1920s Indian scout in New Zealand. And he wants to take it to the salt flats to certify it as the world's fastest Indian motorcycle. And it's supposed to be the story of him. It's a fucking horrible fucking
But he's
movie.
got the basis on it is he has no like backing.
No bad. He's building it literally in his shed that he sleeps in.
Like when he goes through the safety inspection, they're like, all your shit's fucked. And he's like, this bike's totally fine. And they're like, you didn't follow any regulations. He goes, because I just built the bike that's the fastest one.
Yep.
Like he just gave
I mean,
zero
right down
fucks.
to like, these aren't high-speed tires. Like, of course they are. I shaved the tread off myself.
Yeah.
One of this year's best films.
No, it's an awful, awful film.
It's a great story. They just didn't really.
What year is
They
that?
could have done a lot better.
2018? What year is this?
2005.
Yeah.
It's awful. Terrible movie.
It has a 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb.
That's a lie. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah,
movie.
go to Rotten Tomatoes.
That's a fucking
Give
terrible.
me some
movie.
real fucking reviews.
There's some book series out there.
2005, they were still real then.
I would love to see become movies.
Some
they
of
tried.
some of the fairy porn that Haley's into, I think, would be good movies. Honestly,
it's
like,
becoming a show.
Cartoons?
It is. It's on Hulu, right? Hulu's doing a show.
A talker, a court of thorn and roses, whatever the fuck that breaks. It's got a nickname now.
No clue.
Both of our wives, Akatar. There you go. That's
Akatar.
actually how it's pronounced.
Akatar.
A court of thorn and roses. Both of our wives are absolutely in love with this fucking
Apparently,
series.
it's very good too. Like,
It's apparently very, very good.
Coming to Hulu,
It is
yeah.
porn. It's going to Hulu as a Game of Thrones show.
Is it animated or not?
No, it's going to be live action. It's porn.
apparently there's a lot of fucking
It was
going on.
awesome while my wife was reading that series.
Same.
Oh my God. It was
Michelle.
it was great.
Yeah.
Like she'd finish a chapter or two and there was like, trying to see you got for going to bed. And I'm like, yes, ma'am.
I have all of them. If you,
I have them all too.
If she needs to borrow them,
We don't loan books anymore because we never get them fucking back. So you can borrow them from him, but I never get them back. So
So is it similar when you like in the military when you loaned a magazine to a buddy? Are the pages stuck together? Or does that not work that way?
That's why in these
I have so
particular
many
cases,
questions now.
if I loan these books out, I'm just writing them off. Like I'm not getting those back.
But will I be able to?
but
Like,
I
will
do
the-
expect a thank you note, and I don't mean a
There's just
text.
water
I mean,
lines.
I don't mean I mean a thank you note.
It needs to be handwritten 100%.
It needs to show up in my mailbox, and it needs to just be
Yeah.
like, I really appreciate
You
you
had to put
loaning my
fucking
wife these
postage
books.
on
Yeah,
this.
like because if you're in a slump where it's gotten a little like, look, I'm getting laid, but it's a little vanilla. Have them read those fucking books because it's gonna get.
It just gets the creative juices flowing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It works. It works. It's called a Court of Thorn and Roses. And there's like 5 books. And then there's another series that she did that's like 12 books long.
Yeah.
That's apparently just as rowdy.
Yeah. Haley's read all of those too.
Yeah, so is mine.
She's read like 50 books this year already.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's impressive.
Like, I'm like you had a full-time job. Like, how are you reading all these books? She's like, when you watch TV and I'm reading, and I'm like, yeah. She goes, I'm reading. I was like, right. Sorry, I'm lost in Rick and Morty season 7. Or season 6, right?
I love to read.
I'm reading a couple books right now.
I don't have the problem is I run into a time issue.
So I typed.
So I listen to a lot.
I
of
typed
books.
in the title, "A Court of Thorns and Roses." The first question, right, was how inappropriate is A Court of Thorn and Roses? There's quite a bit of language, 13% of pages, and some gruesome violence. All in all, it's probably not as bad as some video games out there, but yet not appropriate for young teens. Much of the violence is similar to the Hunger Games with the amount of blood and violence. It says nothing about sex.
Because they're not qualifying it the inappropriate as the sex part.
Yeah. Well, because nowadays you can teach fucking sex ed to fucking 5-year-olds, right?
Look, when the number one song during the same time, what was it, 2 years ago?
I don't know.
When they were trying to get rid of Baby It's Cold Outside during Christmas.
Oh, I think it was longer than that, but yeah.
It's been a few years now.
2
but
years
yeah.
ago, whatever. 3 years ago, the number one song in the nation was Wet Ass Pussy.
Yep. It was WAP.
So we were trying to get rid of Baby, It's Cold Outside because it's a little rapey. But then you could have a song with a line that was goggle me, swallow me,
Drip down the side of me.
drip down the side of me. I
Okay.
want you to fuck my face until you hit that little dangly thing in the back of my throat.
Yeah.
That was okay.
Yeah.
So
I like
you asking whether or not the books are inappropriate to get a sexual preference on it. You're on the wrong internet. sir.
Yeah.
I guess.
what I really liked about that song was when people were doing the like poetic readings. Of
Yeah.
it.
Like
Yes.
JT and
JT and Jack
yeah.
did it. Yeah.
The slam poetry versions of
It's
WAP.
fucking great.
So
When Ben Shapiro read the lyrics, but he refuses to say pussy, so he said P word.
P word.
Oh, no.
That was the funniest.
well, that's where the whole
rendition.
thing came out that his wife's pussy was drier than the Sahara.
But his sister.
His sister's
What?
just fucking smoke show,
Yo,
dude.
Ben Shapiro's sister.
Yeah,
Pull it up.
yeah.
Yes, I want to see his face. Just pull up Ben Shapiro's
Ben Shapiro's sister.
You know the picture.
There's a
I'm
lot.
looking
All I
for.
see is eyebrow right
You
now.
know the picture I'm looking for. That ain't it. That ain't it.
I don't know which picture.
I mean, it could be fun.
Go to images. It's probably the most popular one.
With the rainbow flag?
Nope. Scroll
No.
down.
Do you
scroll down,
have to
scroll
add
down.
the word nudes?
That one right there.
Oh.
There you go.
Mommy milkers for days.
Yep.
That is-
Where are those in the rest of the pictures?
Those are
They- no, that doesn't make any sense.
That is
Go-
Ben
go
Shapiro's
back.
sister. Yeah.
Those right there
Go
make me
back.
super happy that the Third Reich wasn't successful.
No, go to
those
that
are
one in the top
amazing.
middle.
Yep.
They're not. Are they there?
Oh, they're there.
Oh,
She's just
they're
wearing
there.
black.
That's just-
Jesus.
It's just black.
She's
yeah.
definitely better with short hair
And
too.
to be fair, in that other picture, she was pregnant.
That is,
At the
I
time.
like that she already has a pearl necklace, though.
yeah, but I'd like to give her 3 or 4 more.
Yeah.
She looks like a Pixar character.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you telling me you wouldn't fuck Mrs. Incredible?
Fucking in a second.
Till I couldn't walk.
In a
dude.
second, dog.
Okay, here's
I'm just saying.
That girl. Thick.
here's another question.
Jesus.
Another debate question.
Fuck.
What item would you pick to eat from from cartoons?
Mrs. Incredible.
No, because like, so I saw this. I saw
think
this.
this debate's
Hold on,
over.
let me
What kind
finish.
of question
Let me
is this?
finish because I saw this, and it had like a picture of like Shrek, and they were cooking eggs on a rock.
Uh-huh.
Like what item would
The
you?
baby bluebird eggs that she's cooking on a rock because she's a savage.
But they look good.
That's after she.
You know what?
That's after she made the bird
Can I
blow
throw
up.
Can I throw on? I'll put Fiona on that list. Like fucking Fiona could get it.
Cameron Diaz, fit as fuck.
Daphne's ass from Scooby Doo.
See, I'm a Velma guy.
Velma's hot.
I'm a Velma
Yeah.
guy.
Velma was hot. Not so much
wait,
the
no,
newest
don't
one.
fucking go down that. Fucking who cares? Who fucking cares? I like how they tried to make it about it, and they were like, "This is a dog about it. This is a show about a dog.
That
It's
talks.
a show about a dog.
Yeah.
It's a
That
talking.
was
The
never-
title
Don't
of
get me
it.
wrong, because fucking what's her name, Mindy?
Nope, because she'd talk at some point, and I'd lose my boner.
Still
It
smash.
was never
Still
a
smash
show
it.
about a dog that can talk.
It's a talk about.
If they wanted a show about a dog that can talk, they wouldn't have a mystery machine there.
Yeah, this was.
So
It was based on
Velma-
drugs.
it was based on
Velma-
drugs. Yeah.
Velma from Scooby Doo
Yeah.
could get it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I also want to point out that Fred and Daphne
Oh,
from the
no.
live action Scooby Doo are married.
Yeah.
Like in
Like in
real
real
life,
life.
they're actually together.
Yeah.
I had this discussion with my manager, and they were like, and it was a Freddie Prinze Jr. And what has Freddie Prinze Jr. been in? And my manager was like, Scooby Doo, and I was like, "Yep, you're done, buddy." And like, that's,
Justin, click on the second one over where it says Daphne. Up top.
look at that. Look,
That right there.
Daphne. Yeah, Daphne is probably responsible for a lot of redhead fetishes.
no, fucking. I'm telling you right now,
No,
Velma,
that's Jessica Rabbit.
Oh,
Jessica Rabbit owns the redheaded fetish for
Yep,
me.
That's another one that I would eat from a cartoon. That's another object.
Look at that video. Look,
Look at
that
that
second
video.
row down. There's that picture of Daphne and Velma next to each other. There you go.
Dude, Lois Griffin. Lois would get it.
Nah, that fucking that.
Sure.
That's when you just
Oh,
stuff.
daddy, please give it to me. Fucking
That's when I stuff her own panties in her mouth and tell her,
Yeah.
shh.
I'm not really into a choke fetish, but if you pass out, I'm not all that mad.
Yeah, this is about to become a New York subway.
I
You
think
keep
they should
talking.
replace all gag balls with kazoos.
It's just,
That's it.
The
That
animated
completely
ones.
changes Pulp Fiction.
yeah, I don't think Bruce Willis would have killed him. You'd probably been laughing too hard.
Don't say anything. Just do it.
What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Oh, we missed something.
We're trying to see which one, Daphne or Velma, is better here.
Nah, see,
This is
Damn
turning.
it.
This is turning.
Just type
I
it in.
downloaded the wrong
Animated.
one. Like, no, that's the right one.
Animated.
use your work computer.
I can't. It's not out here.
I'm sorry. Daphne looks like she's coming with alimony checks.
Eventually,
Not wrong.
yeah.
Velma's looking like
Oh.
in the
It's a
morning
live
she's
action.
going, "Don't call me."
But after she made breakfast, yeah,
I mean, it was an Eggo, but she made you breakfast.
still a snack. Shit.
Yeah, wood smash,
Yeah.
wood smash. Just
I don't know
saying.
what the question is.
What are we talking about? What stories need to be?
Stories that should be turned into movies.
This turned into what we would eat out of a
Out of a
which cartoon character we would fuck.
That wasn't the question, sir.
It was transformed into that.
Are you familiar with the studio?
John, to go back to your question, spinach out of Popeye.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the Studio Ghibli movies? So it's
Maybe.
like Howl's Moving Castle and okay. Anyways,
Maybe not.
they're these Japanese films that were done that are distributed by Disney in the United States.
Okay.
They are wildly popular. The food in those movies make me regret that I have to eat mortal food.
Really?
Like you see that stuff and you're just like, my food never looks like that.
Yeah.
Like I would eat whatever the fuck is in this. It's GHIBLI, Studio Ghibli. There you go. Second result. There you go. You could literally put food and it will pull up pictures. Like, my food never looks like this. What the fuck?
Bruh.
Like,
Yeah, I'd eat that.
everything.
And I would love it if my skillet smiled at me.
Right.
So that is actually,
As
that
he's
is
burning.
that is the fire, and the fire is, his name is Calcifer, and he actually talks and shit.
Well, he's a
and
good fucking dude making eggs like that.
who's the dude from When Harry Met Sally?
Billy Crystal?
Yeah, he's the voice of Calcifer.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, so Billy Crystal's just talking to you while he cooks your food.
Huh. I'd be into that.
But all of the food in the Studio Ghibli films, I'd eat any of that.
Nice. But still, I'm sticking with my original answer.
Look at that.
Mrs.
Give me all
Incredible. That's what I want to eat.
Yeah, Mrs. Incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
And she's stretchy.
Super bendy.
Super bendy.
Super
Simper
bendy.
Gumby, baby.
Yeah. Yep. Always flexible. You damn right. Stories that would be good.
We've said it before. This fucking story.
Well, we mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, I wasn't here. I was on the phone.
The assassination of JFK.
that's been a
lot
fiction or nonfiction?
They're going to do the nonfiction side of it.
They
They've only done the fiction side.
I heard an interesting idea. Instead of all these reboots that Hollywood's been doing, take the story and tell it from like a different point of view.
Oh, but that's what everybody
wants.
wants. Like now we're rebooting Harry Potter, and it's
Yeah.
like, why? Why? It was great. Like just leave it alone. Just pick any of the ad hoc stories. Show me young McGonagall.
But I will say that the amount of plot that was left out of the live action movies.
Oh no, these movies that were great didn't have every page from the fucking book. You sound like a bitch.
But I'm just saying, there's a lot of shit.
Who cares?
I care
Why?
Because the book was
because
better.
it's still interesting.
But it
It's
doesn't
still
need to.
interesting.
But we know the bulk of the story, and
No.
the writer signed off that it was the bulk of the story.
Oh, sure. And it is.
So tell me a different fucking story. It's lazy. It's fucking
Did you
lazy.
ever read the books?
Yes.
So you know.
They were better.
But you can't turn a book page for page into a movie.
You know,
it doesn't
absolutely not.
fucking
Do
happen.
you
But you
know-
can into a show.
Do you know why?
I don't want it. I want new stories.
Then don't watch it.
Do you know why most people say the books are better than movies?
Because they don't. They
No,
have less
because they get
channels
to
than I have.
no,
Because
because
they're
the movie's in
pretentious
their
cunts.
head and their version is better.
They want credit for reading the book.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
They're just being cunts.
I actually read, motherfucker.
No, the only reason that I get passionate about this is that I went to film school.
Sure.
And because I went to film school, it was about being able to tell original stories.
I don't know. You call me a bitch again. You're gonna have to go back to film school.
Anytime you're feeling froggy, homie.
Oh, you're adorable.
So
So what do you think about
But-
when they take a movie and turn it into a show?
A movie into a show.
Sometimes I appreciate that.
Now,
Have
look,
they done that?
For instance, the
Yes.
movie Shooter.
Yeah.
they
Oh,
turned it
yeah.
into a show.
They
They
turned it
did.
into a
Look,
show.
I don't
wasn't
have
that a movie? Wasn't that a book first though?
Who cares?
Fuck, doesn't matter.
None of them were good.
It's things like so the John Wick movies.
Sure.
They said they were going to do a show called The Continental,
See, I'd be into that.
but it expands the story.
Super into that.
That's my point with the Harry Potter shit.
Well,
You
you
made 8 phenomenal movies.
look at the Star
Yeah.
Wars
we have
series.
the bulk of that fucking story. Tell me more of the world. Don't
Yeah.
retell
Yeah.
the same fucking story.
Exactly.
Kinda like what
it's
they're doing with
fucking
characters.
lazy.
Like what they're doing with Fantastic Beasts.
Right, and that's a precursor.
Or-
this
or-
is hey,
sure.
this is all of the
or like the Star Wars, right? Yeah, you have Mandalorian. You have
we're getting
all
these
the-
expanded
and I
stories.
like all of that.
I saw a fucking meme. I think I sent it to you, where it was like, "Do you want Old Testament, New Testament, or the Book of Mormon as the fucking Star Wars trilogy?" It was like Old Testament, New Testament, and Book of Mormon is the last 3. I was fucking
You know
dying.
what? I am a Star Wars fanatic.
Same,
Love
big
it.
fan.
Read a fuck ton of the books. Watched every film, every show,
Yeah.
everything. Even the horrible Christmas specials. I've watched it all.
There's Christmas.
And there
There are.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wookiee Life Day. Oh yeah. Well, like, let's fucking
I watched
we
that.
go down that hole.
That's terrible.
So
I don't know any of this.
there it is. The Star Wars Holiday Special aired in 1978. It is
Yeah.
fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and say this. The movies are trash. It's trash cinema. It's a space opera.
Yeah.
It is overwritten fucking tropes. Nobody talks like that. Everything is predictable. I mean, for fuck's sake, Darth Vader. Vader is German for father. None of this was clever. There was no twists.
I learned
there
that
was
from
no.
watching Pitch Perfect. That's how I learned that.
Oh, there you go. There's nothing special about those movies, but they are so fantastical and so familiar. That's why they have the love base that they do, because it's something you can tap into. If you were a big Star Wars fan, you started reading all the books, which was known as the Star Wars Expanded Universe. So
Yep.
it was the Star Wars beyond the movies.
Right.
They were only ever movies. These were not novelization adaptations into film. They were film, and then they were turned into books, and then they started writing a bunch of fucking stories.
Yep.
You had this huge catalog of story that you could pull from. And they decided, nope, we can do better. And they fucked it all up again. They're shit movies. The originals were shit movies. The prequels are shit movies.
I don't
The
know.
new ones are shit movies.
Prequels are
They're
shit.
shit movies. Lucas himself said he only got about 70% of what he wanted in the story into the film because they ran out of fucking money. But he was riding high off American Graffiti. So he did American Graffiti first. That made his name. He got the money to do the other ones. And the studios were ready to fucking pull chocks on him and be like, you can't fucking do this. There's no fucking way. The people that made the film didn't know what the fuck the movie was about. They're trash. They're trash. But they're fantastical and they're familiar. So we latched into them because we knew everything that's going on. By the
Yeah,
way, go
but
watch Seventh Samurai.
However, in 1979, when the first
77.
whatever, okay,
May 25th, 1977. By all
At
means,
3
tell me,
PM.
tell me all about Star Wars.
but I'm just saying, you can't say that was a trash movie in 77.
Yes, it was. It was an absolute trash movie.
Look at other movies from '77. You could say that.
Scott was the
only
only
made-
one of us that was there.
He only made Star Wars because he couldn't make Flash Gordon. Just so you know. That's the reason he made Star Wars is he couldn't make Flash Gordon. He wanted to make a series
I bet he
of
could have
Flash
made
Gordon
Gordon
movies.
Flash.
So he made Star Wars. They're trash. I love them to death. I have a full cosplay of fucking Obi-Wan. I have memorabilia all over my fucking house. I can quote the shit all fucking day. I studied under a motherfucker that was on the set. Like, I love Star Wars.
What was your favorite piece of Star Wars that's came out?
Jar Jar Binks.
Since when?
The credits.
Antiquity, all of it.
You're
like,
actually not far off.
if you had to take one piece, whether it's a movie, show, fucking book, anything.
The opening credits and the miniature work.
Okay,
But that comes from being a film student.
sure.
The opening credits, the way that they did them, that they're practical, that is actually a giant sheet that was flown over a camera to make those credits, is fucking mind-boggling. Like,
You know, the miniature work, you know what I'll put up against. So obviously Star Wars was a bunch of scaled down miniatures, right?
1/6 scale, if you want to know.
So is Jackass. And that dragon scene, I'll put up against Star Wars any day.
There you go. And it probably, I mean,
I think that is a cinematic masterpiece. Is one of the opening scenes of, I can't remember which Jackass.
The
it is.
latest one.
the one with the shopping cart.
The shopping cart.
No.
That was the
No,
that was the
the
first
one
one.
That was the first one, right?
The dragon.
Oh, the Dick Dragon?
Yeah.
So, look, I love Star Wars, but the movies are trash. We're fans of them because they're familiar.
Yeah.
And now they've tried to capitalize on that and dump money into them, and they've lost that flash because they weren't done on a shoestring budget like they did in the original.
Yeah.
That's why we like them so much, because they made them work.
Like I like because I like Mandalorian.
But like,
But I like the expanded universe.
there's-
I like that they're telling all of these additional stories.
There's very few movies that I can show my children because they were born not in 1970s, right? And be like, hey, watch this 70s movies. And they're all like, they love Star Wars. So
because it's familiar. You know the story.
I know it. They don't know it.
No.
But
They know the characters.
You can watch a movie from 1977
But I'm talking about
and be like,
I'm talking about the big story. They
know
know
the storyline.
They know the big story.
Yeah, maybe.
There's the big evil. They capture a princess.
Yeah.
This knight from fucking nowhere is able to take on the big baddie and rescue the princess.
Makes out with his sister.
And then at the end of it, two guys get into a sword fight, and all of a sudden the fucking princess is rescued and the galaxy's at peace. It's a rewritten trope. This is not an original fucking story.
Harry Potter, man. Harry
It's
Potter
the same thing.
fucking ripped it off.
They're just
So-
not related.
Star Wars was fucking shittier lightsabers.
It's one of the funniest bits I've ever
It's
seen
great.
in
It's a
stand-up
great book.
comedy. But
and he's right.
the thing is, the entire thing is actually based on Kurosawa's Seventh Samurai. There's an original movie called The Seventh Samurai. It is Star Wars. It's the original. It's the story of Star Wars. He just put it in space. So
Oh yeah, it looks the same.
Yeah.
the story is the same.
Kind of.
Oh,
If-
go back up, Justin. Down, stop. Farmers from a village exploited by bandits hire a veteran samurai for protection who gathers 6 other samurais to join him.
It's just like Spaceballs.
So, and I love Star Wars, but the fact that the shows now are doing an expanded universe, I don't give a fuck what movies they want to do.
Yeah.
Keep giving me the side character stories.
The shows.
Yeah, I
Keep
agree.
doing
So-
the shows. That's my point
Well,
with the
like-
Harry
like-
Potter
like
shit.
Yellowstone-
Why the
like
fuck are you
Yellowstone.
telling the same story?
But what if they do that?
Because
Because honestly, we're not going to know until they come out, right?
at
Like we're not
that
going to know.
point, I would turn off my subscriptions. If it turned into, hey, we're going to take the original trilogy and we're going to turn them into shows and retell the original trilogy as a show.
Yeah,
I'm not watching it. I'm turning my subscription off. You've lost me.
Yeah.
Why? You've already done it. It's already, everybody will say it's a fucking masterpiece. I love it. It's part of my zeitgeist. Like I fucking,
What terrifies me is like some of the roles that they're going to have to recast too, right? Like Hagrid. They're going to have to recast Hagrid.
well, you're going to recast Snape?
There's another one, right?
They're going to recast
Like,
everything.
They have to
They have to.
recast everybody. And I know they're going to do the whole fan service thing and they're going to let some, like, all the original actors are going to come back and play some older version of another character. So it's like, holy fuck, Daniel Radcliffe was on the scene. Why?
That's good.
You have the potential to tell all these other fucking stories, either precursor stories or what the fuck happened after that story. There's all this other potential
Like,
for telling fucking stories.
I think that's why Yellowstone and then 1923, 18, whatever.
That's how they're
like,
so successful.
I love it. Like I love it because like I like Yellowstone. I like, and,
Right.
and being
Why
able to,
is the
Yeah.
Yellowstone Ranch in the current age
Yeah.
so friendly with the native population? Oh, well, let's roll it back fucking 150
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
This is why.
Yeah, yeah.
This is why
it's
they
great.
respect it so much. You have that potential. They released that Hogwarts Legacy game that rolls it back 150 fucking years. It's like, it's going to win Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Did you see
You have this fucking story. Why the fuck didn't you just do that? Roll it all the way back to the founding of Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Like, you have all this fucking timeline you can fuck with, and
That's
instead
true.
you're going to tell the same
Because-
goddamn story again? It's
because
lazy.
I don't remember the exact date, notional date that they used, but I know that, like, I mean, you could go back like Diagon Alley and it's fucking God knows how long, like fucking, the wand maker,
Which is in
God
London.
knows how old,
And they're
you
all
know?
like, he's been making them for 500 years. Cool. Show me that.
yeah,
Show me how when London came up, when London became a thing, the magic community formed Diagon Alley within London while London was being a thing.
yeah, and the ministry and all that shit.
Tell me that fucking story.
Yeah,
Which
like,
is-
if they did the same thing with Fast and Furious, I'd be all down.
I can tell you some stories I wish they hadn't made into movies. Fast and the Furious is up
Right.
there.
Fast and the Furious
Fuck.
past the third one.
Yeah.
I say
Amen.
past the first one.
When it turned
1
into
and 2 are okay.
when it turned into a fucking weird James Bondish fucking
After Tokyo Drift, the franchise fucking turned into an
right.
absolute.
I'm gonna give
And
you
that's
Justified.
because
In the
of
first
Tokyo
movie,
Drift.
You don't like Tokyo Drift?
in the very first movie,
Yeah, but I
when
think
Vin
that's
Diesel
what fucked it up.
when Vin Diesel says this one piece of dialogue and he says, "You can have any beer you want as long as it's Corona." I was like, I'm out. I was like, I'm out. All right, you're a fucking douchebag. All right,
But the
fuck
thing
outta
is,
here.
the
Like-
first
like
three
that.
films, so Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, and Tokyo Drift were car movies.
Yes.
Those were car movies for
Yeah.
car guys.
Absolutely.
And
I can see
half
that.
the movie is just a car show that you're
Yeah.
just not at.
Yeah.
Like they're just
Yeah.
moving the cameras around
You're
to show it off.
watching a car show. Yeah,
Yes.
And then after that, it was like,
let's bring the Rock in.
but what if they fly? And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, but if we put a roll cage on it, it could rip a vault out of a bank. And it's like, no, it can't. I hate to tell you this. Little news to you Dodge drivers. The Challenger can't do that.
The Challenger can't do a lot of things that are in
The
those
Charger
movies.
can't do that.
Yeah,
Can't do any of that. The other thing that it can't do is apparently use its signal when turning. It,
that's accurate.
it can't use mirrors.
Also accurate,
And it's-
unless they're flipped down.
It's still light years ahead of the Mustang.
It can't park. Yeah.
Nope.
It doesn't understand that noise doesn't equal speed.
Hey, family.
Yeah.
But family.
But family.
So, and I'm not counting his Dodge from the first film.
Yeah, that was the only.
That was
that was
legit.
that was a badass Dodge.
Yeah.
That was
Blowers make everything badass. Like that's just
true.
facts.
That's
if I can
facts.
walk up and grab at a little lever and 3 little red circles go out of the way when I fuck,
tink.
you get the badass credit. Like you're done. You win. You're like, what's this do? Oh, I can't. It blows out the transmission every time I start it. Perfect. That's
Who
exactly what this is supposed to do.
Did you send me the video of the guy who LS swapped the fucking minivan?
Yeah, I'm like, you have to fucking do this. Oh yeah. And it's funny because the video, the guy's like, "Moo, ho, ho," and he grabs a tape measure and he's like, "Moo, ho," and then he goes to the minivan and then it like flashes, it cuts over to it, and then he's got an LS swap minivan.
Yeah. 16 years later,
Yeah. Yeah.
$450,000 later.
Yeah.
That'd be fun though.
I don't know, man. It kind of hurts my soul to hear Jazz say that Star Wars is trash movies.
I don't agree because they can't be trash movies.
Because they still hold up.
Maybe storyline, but like you can't. How many movies can you go back and watch from the 70s and still like enjoy
Unpopular
them?
opinion. I haven't paid enough attention in the Star Wars movies to genuinely give a fuck.
You haven't watched the Mandalorian series?
I've
and
watched
stuff?
The Mandalorian. I've watched all the Star Wars movies, but like
The
people are like,
Mandalorian,
oh well,
you could almost
so and so, blah
watch
blah blah. And like,
independently, though.
yeah, it was a
Yeah.
movie, cool, but like to remember the entire storyline across all the different movies, like I fucking don't care.
I wish they would do one when Jar Jar Binks was born.
I don't.
And nobody liked that
I
one.
don't want that at all. Like,
I'm in the same boat as Sean. Like, Jazz is a massive Star Wars fan.
Sure.
I haven't seen all of them. I haven't seen any of the Mandalorian.
Really?
I've none
Really?
of it. Nope.
Oh, they're so
None of
good.
it.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're good.
Mandalorian is a great fucking series, but I'm saying that could literally be a standalone. If I had never watched Star Wars,
Well, it is. It's like season 2 of the Mandalorian. So
yeah, but like if I had never watched any of the movies,
Yeah.
I'm confident that I would probably still enjoy Mandalorian. And because honestly, let's call it what it is. It's a Western.
You can
You know, it's a
not
Western
watch
in
anything
space.
and understand what's going on. in
Yeah.
it.
Look, if you're gonna
Yeah.
reboot something, can you give me Firefly back? So he can actually tell that whole fucking story.
have any of you guys watched the new Avatar?
No.
Way of Water?
Is it any good?
I haven't watched it. I'm going to because a fan of the show gave me his Voodoo login and he owns like 600 fucking movies on there. That's how I watched the Dungeons and Dragons film without paying for it.
Nice.
And it's on there. So
I did watch it. It's
Chris,
okay.
I'm going to
Yeah.
watch your shit. Like that's
I mean, it's the first one was really good.
Yeah.
And it's hard to top. It's hard for a sequel to top.
A review I heard was it was the same thing.
I think I'd have been more about it had he not waited fucking 12 years to
There
give
were
me
different
the second chapter.
like
Yeah.
aspects of characters. I'll put it that way without like just ruining it.
Yeah.
That made it seem different, but essentially it was the same fucking thing.
Is there a bunch of water?
It's underwater,
Is
right?
that what's different?
No,
Does he have a flying thing that he puts his little ponytail on? But he's
no, they bring
but it swings.
They
but
do.
it swims.
Yep. They bring back characters from the first one that are now different in the second one.
Is the guy no longer paralyzed?
Well, no, he's a permanent blue person.
I mean, I can
Ugh.
fucking ruin it for you guys if you want me to, but I try
Look,
not
I really
to.
liked the first one, and
It's
I went and
Avatar,
saw
I
it.
don't like it.
I went and saw it when they were doing all the fucking 3D shit in the theaters.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But like, I watched it in the
I think
3D.
that's when I saw it too. I think I saw it in 3D.
And like all that, like when they blow up the giant tree and like the ash was falling in the theater and shit. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is fucking dope as shit. Like
Yeah.
that was one of the few 3D experiences I've ever had that was like, man, I wish I smoked pot.
I
Like this
just-
would be fucking
I
amazing.
I kept fucking. It just.
I did watch the new Guardians of the Galaxy.
I just thought about.
I
The
heard
third
that was
one?
trash.
Really? I didn't think it was bad.
I
Did you
haven't
go to
seen
the
it.
theater and see it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Am I not allowed to? Sorry.
I just don't go to the theater anymore. And I loved the theater experience. It's such a fucking nightmare. And I can wait 2 weeks now and just watch it on my fucking
Yeah.
couch.
No, it wasn't bad.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Do they say fuck? That
Oh,
was like the big
yeah,
thing is
they-
that they like whether or not this
Yep.
Disney film
and they
said
dropped
fuck.
it, and when they did it, they dropped it.
It's like a casual fuck, right?
No, it was like very purposeful. Like
Right.
it needed to be there. If they didn't use it, it wouldn't have.
But it's not like an anger scene. It's like this casual,
Yeah, yeah.
like
Yeah.
this is fucking stupid.
Like
Like,
it was like, let's fuck.
No,
Oh.
no.
It's not the verb.
is it with the door, the fucking car door?
I don't know.
Because the fucking space mercenary can't figure out how to open up a Buick.
Gotta
Like-
jiggle the handle, man.
Yeah,
Everyone
no,
knows
it's
that.
like a push button fucking door, and like the fucking space mercenary's like, I don't fucking.
Oh,
Apparently, that's how we beat the aliens. It's just mechanical shit. Because it's
I don't know. I'm interested to see it.
Yeah.
I recently have, weirdly enough, I recently went back and I watched in timeline order slowly because it takes a long time now. All of the MCU, all the Marvel Cinematic
Yeah.
Universe.
I did that last year. It's
Yeah.
so fun.
It is.
It's really cool to have them back to back to back.
Yeah.
Really
And
follow
like,
the
and I'm
storyline.
talking, I go in timeline order.
I was
You
about
know,
to say, do you watch
Yes.
them in release order or do you watch
Timeline.
them in the actual timeline?
I do timeline.
It's
So Avenger
it is
first,
so fucking impressive
Yeah.
how well those movies are woven
You know,
together.
isn't-
really
Fast-
right.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking cool how they did it.
Isn't
Like
Fast and Furious supposed to be watched in a different order than it
Yes.
was released?
Yes.
Well, have you ever watched Star Wars in the Butcher order?
No.
Yes.
remember, I hit you up
About what order
about
to watch
which
them.
order I
Yeah.
should
I
that
told
you would
you.
recommend. Yeah,
Well, they are numbered. Just gonna throw that
yeah,
out
but
there.
that's not
But the
the
thing
right
is,
order.
there's a whole film you just don't watch.
Look, one,
You don't watch episode 1.
you don't.
So you watch episode 4.
There's no Jar Jar.
So you watch A New Hope.
I don't care about him as a little kid.
So you watch that to set up the story. So that's the hot start. You watch the whole story. And then you watch 2 and 3.
Yep.
That certifies and justifies everything that happens in 1. And then 5 and 6 is the fallout of everything that happens in 2 and 3.
And then they kind of fucked up when they made Rogue One because I was
Well,
like,
now you can put that in.
yeah,
You just watch it before
because
4.
I really liked Rogue
But you
One.
just watch it before 4.
Yeah, So
But if you want to get really hardcore, then you can work in all of the fucking animated series and shit like that.
Yeah.
No, I haven't done the animated Star Wars.
honestly, here's the animated
Are
storyline
fantastic.
is fucking great.
And
man.
if you watch
Like,
the animated shit, you'll understand what's going on in Mandalorian and the Ahsoka show and all of that shit, and the Obi-Wan show.
'Cause a lot of that
all
shit
of that
comes
shit is
from the-
referenced from Clone
Rebels.
Wars and Rebels.
Yep.
Uh,
yeah, and the Bad Batch.
All the characters in Mandalorian, if you didn't watch Rebels, you have no fucking
Nope.
idea what you're gonna see.
And the Bad Batch too, right? A lot of them are Bad Batch
Sort
guys,
of.
right?
Bad Batch season 2 is trash.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really
I
bad.
don't think I watched season
It's
2.
trash.
I don't know. But
We have the super elite squad of fucking ones they're literally called the Bad Batch because their cloning went bad. Like they're
Oh, I have watched some of
yeah,
that.
they're not
Yeah.
not great. But Rebels, and then they did the trailer for the Ahsoka show, and all the characters. If you haven't watched Rebels, you have no idea why they showed those characters in the trailer.
Yep.
Because they're all from the Rebels show.
good news is Disney Plus got smart. They actually said these are the episodes you need to look at to understand this shit. So you can only just so they almost give you a fucking fucking shortcut.
Clone Wars, they actually did a version that you can watch, and it cuts out the filler episodes, and it's
Yep.
just like the core storyline.
Yeah.
That builds up everything. So
I kind of appreciated that because just a lot of time because fucking
it's seven seasons.
yeah, Clone Wars went on for a
of
while.
animated?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's Dave Filoni, who's like the second coming. Like George Lucas literally said that Dave Filoni knows more about Star Wars than George Lucas does. And he wrote the shit. So Filoni is like the man. But he's in the last episode of Mandalorian. I don't know if you caught him.
It didn't.
So he's in there at the bar when he shows up at the end. He's in the and Grogu finally gets his chicken nuggies and he's sitting there eating his chicken. Dave Filoni's sitting there and he's still wearing his cowboy hat and shit. Like they didn't even like put him in costume. He's just
It's just a dude sitting
it's
there.
just fucking Dave Filoni just chilling at the fucking bar.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect that Easter egg. Yeah, I don't even think we answered your question.
No, but we had a nice conversation.
It boils down to the philosophical statement that every story that could be told has been told. We just keep re-fucking skinning it.
Yeah.
That's true. History repeats itself. There's probably already a story about
That's not
everything
my
that we've
quote, by
done.
the way. I didn't come up with that. That's actually a real quote.
It's
About every story that can be told has been told. Because there's only 3 stories.
Which are?
Oh, here we
Go
go.
look it up.
There's
only
another
3
hour.
stories.
I'm gonna raise my glass. I'm gonna say thanks for being my freedom friend. Cheers, boys. God damn it, Jazz. Like, share, subscribe, smash the buttons, kids. 3 little things. They're pretty easy. They're not hard to do.
Smash your friends. Smash your mom. Smash your mom's friends.
Yeah, we don't kink shame here. That
I
works.
guess it's ass eating season 2.
Fuck it.
No. It's getting hot out there.
Yeah, it's getting a little spicy
It's a little
out
It's
there.
muggy as shit
Yeah,
out there.
it's muggier than fuck. Good God.
Like I worship my wife's ass, but not today.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
this is
today's a
sticky.
hard pass. Hard pass. So, 3 little things, boys. Pretty easy. Scott,
Smoke on.
Jazz,
Drink on.
and God damn it, freedom to fuck on. Later.
Rags to riches, tragedy, and riches to rags. Those are the 3 stories.